Oh, we are doing outstanding, Laquan. Always good to have a lady on the show because we are tired of looking at each other. So it's good to have a lady on the show. We're gonna start out with the ladies' topic first, which is the WNBA. The WNBA, as you
We
know, they're playing. Are they up to 50 games yet? Or are they still playing 44 games? Which one? Is they still at 44 or are they up to
No,
50 now?
I think they said either 2027 or 2028 they looking to expand.
To 50. Okay, so he's still playing 44 games. And with that being said, they're roughly a little past the halfway point of the season. And right now, you got the Minnesota Lynx sitting in first place over in the West with a 21-6 record, with the Aces just a little bit behind them at 18-7. We got to get Asia Reese back, Asia Wilson back. And once we get her back, I think the Aces will be right back to form well. But you got to give Golden State, a lot of credit. This is a second year expansion team, and they sitting there at 19-8, number 3 in the West. So you got to give them a lot of credit. That's what, along with the Dallas Wings sitting at 17-9. But looking over at the East, they beating up on each other. You got Atlanta Dream is sitting at 16-10 in the first seed, and then you got Indiana sitting at 16-10, and then you got New York at 14-12. So all those teams over there in the East, they just beating up on everyone. So with that being said, we're gonna start with Laquan first. Laquan, give us your observation on how this season's WNBA is going.
To me, I just think with everything that happened during the off season, some of the crazy trades and and shaking up a little few things, it's been very interesting. I can say Angel Reese made the best decision going to Atlanta because Chicago is just straight trash. I mean, let's be honest, straight trash. I don't know what they thought about getting that mixture of so many guards and mixing it up, and it's not even working. So I don't know what they thought. Minnesota Lynx, man, I tell you what, they just been balling. I mean, elite ball movement, defense. I mean, they playing both ends. You very seldom see a team that plays both ends, and they have played it very well both ends. And Golden State is so much like you said, a surprise. Who expect expansion team to get that high so quickly? But they've been balling. To me, it's more of when you connect players that don't that understand their role. When you understand your role and understand that not everybody is a top elite player, you start putting other teams to sleep because you moving the ball and you moving the floor and you just moving around, and then you're like the ones you least expect is getting nice little easy shots because you're so focused on the main player. So I just think that they did a great mixture of how they picked their players and everything, got the right people on the floor.
Outstanding, outstanding. Then, of course, we've had a lot of controversy in the WNBA. But before we go to the controversy, we're going to start with my boy Gil. G-Rod, what is your
Yes, sir.
observation of what's going on in the WNBA this season?
Well, I'd like to thank you, Miss Laquan, for that, and I'd like to thank I'd like to say this. I was going to speak on the controversy, but everything to me goes through Asia Wilson in the West with the Las Vegas team. I think she's the best player in the league. She may not be the best player by far, but she definitely when she gets in her she gets on the floor, that Las Vegas team becomes a different team because of her leadership. So I think everything's going to go through her. And I'll just speak on this real quick as far as the coach that said that about Angel Reese. That was a deliberate hit based on the history of Australia and what they did with their country. So that was that was no slip of the tongue. That was deliberate. Calling her a species. That was very foul.
I agree with that.
Very
what do you
deliberate.
think about that? What do you think about that, Phil? Let me move on to someone else. What do you think about that,
Sandy
Phil?
Bordello is being Sandy Bordello. That's the coach. That's how she coaches, But my whole thing is still with the Lynx. They still don't have their best player. And the difference maker there is someone I told y'all about 2 years ago, Olivia Miles.
Ooh-wee.
You didn't tell her. He told us.
He told
us before we even knew about Olivia Miles. He told us. She's got it going on. Adonis, Welcome, Adonis. Before we go to you, Adonis, DG, you got any observations on the WNBA season this season?
Well, no, like I tell you, I'm just a casual WNBA fan. I don't have the fever yet. I watch it, in bits and pieces. I will focus a little bit more as they get closer to the playoffs and the playoffs. I always like to be in the know in case we're sitting around having a conversation about it. But you guys keep me informed on everything. I have had a chance to see Olivia Miles, watch the game, and I do agree that Asia is still the best player in the WNBA. But like her or not, one of the reasons that a majority of people are watching this now is because of that girl. Even though we don't like her, even though she's getting too much hype, she opened the door for us to actually, well, people like me. I ain't gonna say us because Phil watched it anyway.
Oh
But she
yeah,
opened the door for a lot.
all the time.
But she opened the door for a lot of people to even know who an Olivia Miles is or Flau'jae or like I said, my first thing was when I saw Angel get on her in college, and from then on, that's when I started paying attention again. But I still don't believe the way you say they ought to be, Jeff. But I'm not just totally disinterested. I'm just a partial observer.
If I
Okay.
can say something real
I
quick,
mean, I'm gonna be devil's advocate on that. Did Caitlin
Okay.
Clark really make people watch the WNBA, or did she really make racism watch the WNBA?
oh,
Good question. Good question.
You're absolutely right. The race factor is what brought it in, and I didn't watch it because of her per se. I started watching because of the factor of the little conflict
Between
between
her and
her
Reese.
and Angel. And of course, I'm biased. I don't think I'm racist, but I am biased, and
very.
I wanted to see Angel do a harm, not physical harm. I wanted her to drop 40 on him. So you're absolutely right, Laquan. I stand corrected.
But let me interject
Okay.
this real quick. Even on her team, she's the
Mm.
third best player, in my opinion. We're talking about
Wait.
the
Repeat that again. Repeat that
in
You
again.
talking
my
about Angel
opinion.
Reese?
No, not
You talking
Angel
about Angel
Reese.
Reese?
No, no,
Not
no.
no,
Oh,
no,
who are you
no,
talking
no,
about?
no. We're not talking. We're talking about
You
Caitlin
talking
Clark.
about? Okay,
Oh,
say that
Caitlin
again.
I'm gonna
Clark.
tell you,
Okay.
and I'll tell you why.
No,
You
just
have
repeat it. Just repeat it
Kelsey.
again.
She's the third best player on her team.
Okay, I agree with you.
Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey
Kelsey
Mitchell
Mitchell.
are the wheels and the engine. And I
Okay,
will say that Caitlin does drive the car. And you
okay,
can look at the stats and look at where they are this year to prove that. That's just my opinion from the eye test.
okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Because if you take Kelsey away, they ain't winning.
I
But
agree with
I'm
you.
gonna say
I,
this. Let me say this real quick, and I'm
uh,
gonna throw it back just a little bit because some of you guys may not remember this name because I'm a little bit older. But Olivia reminds me of a very, very, very prominent point guard named Tina Pinachero. That's all I'm gonna say.
oh, yeah, I
Out of
remember her.
UConn.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just gonna
yeah,
Did she
say
play for
that.
Sacramento? Did she play for Sacramento?
yeah. She played
Yes,
for Sacramento. Yes.
Okay.
that girl right there was a phenom with the ball. So
She
she
was.
reminds me a little bit about her. I'll leave it alone.
I agree. Adonis, guys, let's go to Adonis. Adonis hadn't had a chance to say anything. Welcome, Adonis. Adonis, we're talking about the WNBA. You got any opinions on the WNBA before we move on to the next topic?
Turn your mic
We
on.
can't hear you, Adonis. We can't hear you, Adonis. Okay, let's move on since we can't hear
Oh,
Adonis. Can you hear you now, Adonis? Are you coming?
I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Okay, go ahead. Now we can hear you. Go ahead.
So I was just kind of listening in on the subject. I consider myself a bit of a casual right now, just because I don't have a lot of access to it. But I am an original fan. I watch from the very beginning, starting with the Houston Comets. But I will say this regarding the Caitlin Clark. Like I try to keep it 100. I try to keep it fair. Caitlin Clark isn't the best player, obviously, but I don't really think it's about that, about being the best player or even the most popular one. I think basketball is entertainment, and she was the first one to have a storyline that everyone cared about. It was about storylines. They provided that in college with Angel Reese. Everybody kind of followed it. Up until that point, nobody really had a reason that they thought was important enough for them to follow the storyline in that way. So I think that's a big part of where the popularity came. And sometimes it's just all about timing. You know, you may have had people come through similar I mean, you had guys come through that were Jordan-esque or very good players, but certain times, certain years, certain place, it's just time for it to that everybody's paying attention to it. So it just happened that the stars kind of aligned that way when her and Angel were kind of coming through college, and it kind of set the tone for people to be reinterested in the WNBA in that way.
We ain't gonna call it the stars because God moved the stars. We're gonna call it racism Trump.
Well, you can call it whatever you want to. It's a storyline.
It's a marketing ploy.
And it sells.
It's a marketing ploy, just like a very, very poor version of Larry Bird and Johnson, the Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson. It is.
Poor version, but it's a marketing ploy, man. They had to make money, and that was the story that was gonna make money. And yeah, I get it.
But how many times have the WNBA always tried to bring the Great White Hope in film?
But that's in every sport.
You actually need that. I'll be honest. You actually need that for sports to succeed, because at the end of the day, they are the majority. So you can't necessarily succeed on us alone. You have to have a little bit of everything in order to succeed.
You got to have crossover appeal. If it's all us, then you're not going to have that crossover appeal.
The NFL, if I can just say, the NFL is mainly black players, but the NFL is an NFL without Joe Montana and Tom Brady. That's just what it is. That's just the world we live in.
I agree. You need that diversity. Okay, if the WNBA season ends today, who's your MVP, guys? We're gonna start with the ladies. Laquan again. Who's your MVP? Asia Wilson. Is it even close? Is it even close?
It's not close. Nobody has.
It's not even close.
Nobody has took off the throne.
She's a monster, man. She's a monster.
Okay.
She's a monster.
Phil, who you going with? Who's your MVP right now?
Kelsey Mitchell.
Kelsey Mitchell. We got a different one.
Your best ability is your availability. You have to play the games. No doubt about it. Everybody's right.
Right.
Asia's the best player, but we're talking about this year, not historic.
Okay. Good point.
Yeah, but if you look at the overall play of it, and let's go down to when we break it down to fundamentals, we're gonna go with Asia Wilson because Kelsey lacks. Kelsey lacks when it comes to dishing that ball. Kelsey lacks when it comes to rebounding, offensive rebounding as a guard. Kelsey lacks when it comes to being able to have.
I'm not defending her. I just gave you my opinion. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not defending her. But I will say this. Your best ability is availability. You have to be on it. She's missing a lot of games, and they're not winning when she's not playing.
Yeah. But, injury that takes as precedence, if it happens. But if you put on the court.
I guess it depends on how many games she's missed. I don't think any of us know how many games that she missed. Anybody know that?
It wasn't enough, and they don't win when she don't play.
Yeah.
All right. Well, right now she's averaging 26 points, 10 rebounds a game, and she's also leading the league in blocks.
No doubt. Best player.
Right. Okay. All right. With that being said, we'll move away from the WNBA. Let's move over to the NBA. As you know, we've got a lot of movement this summer. Guys are changing teams, signing free agent deals with other teams, as well as guys who forced themselves out of one team and now traded to another team. So with all that being said, in my opinion, before we start talking about that, let's talk about this. Who is your GOAT all time? NBA, who is your GOAT all time? We're not going to start with you this time, Laquan. You've been going first all the time. So we're going to start with my boy Adonnis. Adonnis, in the NBA, all time, who is your GOAT, greatest of all time?
So I feel that having a GOAT is a myth. I feel like there's no such thing as a GOAT. And the reason why I feel that way is because I feel that I feel like there's tiers of players in NBA history. So you have a fourth tier, third tier, second tier, first tier, and I'll just say the first tier. That first tier includes Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kobe Bryant, those of that caliber. I feel like what tends to happen is everyone tends to say, well, who is the greatest to ever do it? But I feel like there's no such thing. It's about who has everybody has different tools. I liken it to like the X-Men. Yeah, anybody ever watch the X-Men?
Yes.
So in the X-Men, you had some mutants that had low-level powers. You had mutants that had second-tier powers, but then you had that Omega level, right? That was the Magneto. That was the Storm. That was I feel that is no different in the NBA. You have Omega level talents who talents differ. Jordan may be Mr. Clutch. LeBron is the guy who can make a team come together with with less talent. Olajuwon is probably the greatest two-way player of all time. Kobe was just like Mike, but a better shooter. You know, you have Omega level talent, and then you got the other tiers. And that's how I look at the GOAT conversation. The GOAT conversation is a conversation, just keep everybody talking, but there really is no right answer.
All right, I like that response. Let's go to Darrell General. Darrell, you got a response on this?
Yeah, he's pretty much on point. You know, as I growing, I'm an old man. I've had goats, not just a goat, all my life. When I was young, I tried to jump from the free throw line, not even the top of the key. Thought I was Dr. J. I tried to do the reverse layup. I tried to do the scout hook like Kareem. You're right, Gil. I couldn't do any of it. But my goals have changed. It's very hard from a personal standpoint. I just love the dream. I mean, I'm a local boy. I like what he did. He won 2 championships that brought him to Houston. We were able to walk up and down Richmond. I'll take the dream.
Okay, the dream. Wow, I don't think we're gonna get anybody else say the dream. But let's go on. Let's move on to the lady, Laquan. Who you got? Who is your best of all time?
Jordan.
Okay. Okay, that's simple. Quick and simple.
There's no comparison. No comparison. Yeah, people want to compare Kobe. Yeah, but I mean, let's be real. Kobe got better as he aged, but Kobe still he just copycatted Jordan. He didn't shoot better than Jordan. Jordan overall percentage was 49.7, and Kobe was 44.7, and then with a 3-point percentage, Kobe was 32.9. Jordan was 32.7. So again, he was just a copycat, but Jordan is overall the best.
Oh my goodness, she's on point. Oh my goodness, she gets an A. You get an A. Let's move on to Phil. Who's your GOAT, Phil?
Let me just say this. I went to the NBA Summer League. Those first 4 picks are the latest and the greatest, but there's no NBA all-time favorite team, no greatest GOAT, no nothing. I'm going to have, if Julius Erving ain't on it, then it don't exist to me, because first of all, even Jordan had to admit that there's no doctor, there's no style, there's no grace the way he plays. Everybody had to have a foundation. He learned from Connie Hawkins. So you can matriculate all the way back. There's always going to be somebody ahead of somebody else. I have no GOAT, but my favorite player of all time on any circumstance, any situation, any level, this is a new league, and I got to see a lot of it just this past few weeks. Those first 4 picks are going to be dynamite in the NBA, and it's going to change the way the NBA is played. But my all-time favorite player is Julius Dr. J. Erving. Class, style, and ability.
I understand that. That's really what made me become a basketball fan, was Dr. J. Sitting in homeroom with Miller Junior High.
He helped the merger for the NBA and the ABA. And the ABA was definitely an asset to the NBA.
I agree with that 100%. All right, I'm going. My GOAT is LeBron. I'm going with LeBron because of longevity. The guy has been in the league, 21, 22 years, and the guy is still averaging 26, 27 a game. He still got most of the teams in the league foaming at the mouth trying to sign him right now. He's holding up the entire league right now. They can't even put out the schedule because they're waiting on LeBron to figure out where he's going so they can know how to max out the schedule. And the guy's 41, 42 years old. Who has ever been able to do that? LeBron James. I got to go with LeBron James.
If you can get him for 1.2 million right now, everybody should want him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the NBA. We're gonna move on to the NBA. All right.
I didn't get my favorite player. I'm gonna make it short. Jordan.
Go ahead. Jordan. Okay, my fault. I didn't come to you. Jordan. Okay, Jordan. That makes sense. Jordan, that makes sense. I can understand that. I was going to go with Jordan too.
You can't help but understand it.
Right.
Everybody else, the stuff he did, there was only one man ever that stopped Michael Jordan.
I was going to go with Jordan as well. But LeBron, the guy is 41, and he's still in the top 5 in scoring. That's amazing what he's doing.
Phenomenal.
I got an argument against Jordan winning 8 straight, but that's for another day probably.
Wait a minute, say that again about 8 straight?
I hear a lot of arguments about Jordan would win 8 straight if he didn't retire.
He wouldn't have beat Houston. They wouldn't have beat the Rockets. They wouldn't have beat the Rockets. They wouldn't have beat the Rockets.
There's only one man that ever stopped Michael Jordan.
Dean Smith.
Who? Dean Smith.
All right.
Dean Smith is.
All right, guys. We're still talking about NBA. Now, in your opinion, who y'all think improved the most this offseason? In your opinion, raise your hand. Let me see who I'm going to call on first. Who you think improved the most this offseason? If y'all don't know, I'll go first. Y'all want me to go first?
Yeah, with that yellow shirt, go.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Washington. I like the Washington Wizards. I'm gonna tell you why. They had the #1 pick in the draft, and that guy is a stud. AJ DeBasi, that guy is a stud. But on top of that, remember, most of last season, they were missing an all-star point guard, Trae Young, and they were missing an all-star center, Anthony Davis. So they get those 2 guys back, along with the stud first pick in the entire draft. Washington is going to be a much improved team than they were last season. Remember, they had the first pick in the entire draft, so it means they were the worst team in the league. Well, they won't be this season. So I got Washington as my most improved team. Laquan, you have any say-so on this?
Let me ask you a question, though. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Name when Anthony Davis has played an entire season, an entire NBA season. Name a time.
Name a week where he's finished a week.
Look at Laquan. She stumped me already. I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you, Laquan.
Because if you was one of the guys, I'd be throwing some shots at you. But you got a point, sis. You got a point. He is injury prone. I'll give you a point. You do.
He's a walking 15-day disabled list. What you talking about?
Walking 15 days. Okay, we're taking into consideration the guys are stable to stay. Let's assume that everybody in the NBA stays healthy this season. Let's just assume that happens. I just think that team is that's a heck of a better team. That's a playoff team this year. If they can stay healthy, that's a playoff team.
You rely on Trae Young. Trae Young don't run offense. You know he don't know how to run an offense, right?
No, I didn't know he did not run an offense.
Yeah, Trae Young, he don't know how to run an offense.
Well, does everybody agree with her that Trae Young, all-star, but Trae Young guard don't know how to run an offense? Anybody agree with her?
He doesn't know how to run an offense.
He's considered an offensive point guard.
Offense to score, but he don't know how to run a offense to get all other 4 players involved. He don't know how to.
Well, let me go to the basketball players. Theo, you play high school basketball. Do you agree with her?
I think he does a sufficient job. He has a high assist to turnover ratio. I mean, it's not high. He has more assist to turnover. Okay. That's all that matters. He may not be the best, but he has more assist to turnover ratio.
I'll say this.
Okay, so you disagree with Laquan. You disagree with.
I wouldn't say disagree. What's your opinion? I just know that he can get the job done adequately enough. He's a liability on defense. Okay. I mean, you can go after him.
Okay. What you got to say, G-Rod?
I'll say this. I love Mr. Quan's answer. That
he averaged 8 assists as a career. I mean, that's not easy to do.
Especially in today's game, because it's a different game. I mean, the point guard position is totally different. Back in my day, I had to penetrate dish. There's no penetration dish anymore. That's over with. You pass it around.
Right. They don't do much of that.
You pass it around the damn circle, and somebody takes a jump shot. That's the end.
Yeah. That's where it is now. I agree with you.
There's no penetration.
I agree with you.
There's no big man. I dish and give it to the big man. He throws up a jump hook. I haven't seen a jump hook in the NBA in at least 10 years. Not one. bro.
You're right.
It's a totally different game.
The little guy, the guy that comes off the bench for OKC, that's all he know how to do. He does it within a 4 or 6 foot range. That's all he does.
And that's all Anthony Davis does too. He don't go on the block.
They can't
He
go
needs
any
another
further.
post player. He needs a post player.
But
My goodness, Laquan, you making some good points here. She got an A+ average. She's outdoing all you guys. Anyway, who are the other improved teams in your opinion, other than Washington? Washington, my number one improved team. But who else? Who else you think?
Philadelphia, Jaylen Brown.
Okay, Philly. Okay,
that's a hell of an addition to that team. And I
agree.
I know the center he thinks he's a point guard, but that's the today. But that with Jaylen Brown on that squad.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and Tyrese Maxey, and they got Embiid, and he got Edge coming. And he's going to keep getting bigger and bigger.
That kid from Baylor, that kid Maxey. And now you put Brown on that team.
Ooh, yeah. That's going to be a tough team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still a slim chance LeBron could go there. Slim chance.
But you got AD 0.20 there too, though.
Okay.
You know you got AD 2.0 over there.
2.0.
Who are you talking about?
Who else don't play?
Embiid. Okay, Embiid. Okay,
yeah, I said that though. I said that Embiid. He thinks he's a point guard and he gets hurt every week.
I'm like, go down on the block. He's 7'2". Go down on the block. He's out there trying to take 3 pointers. We did the same thing against the Knicks in the finals. Instead of him going down on the block at 7'5", he's down here trying to take 3 pointers. What you doing? What you doing? What kind of offense is that? I agree.
Thank you.
I think Miami's going to be improved too. Because you're going to see a lot of guys signing with him for league minimum since they got the Greek free. So you're going to see a lot of that. And as well as LeBron, he might go there.
But I agree with Gil. I hate to do that. It hurts me to my soul.
You agree with Gil?
I agree with Gil, and it's not because of Embiid. It's because of Edgecombe. Yeah. I think that's the 3-headed monster.
Okay.
It's VJ, Maxey, and Brown. That's what's going to be the improvement. It's not about Embiid. But I think it's our water under the bridge. Vegas still says it's going to be the Spurs or OKC. So I mean, you can improve, but can you get over the mountaintop? Can you get over the hill?
But you know who might be a little sneaker though? Orlando Magic.
Interesting. Orlando Magic. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What did they do to improve? What did they do? Do you think of anything off the top of your head?
They added a perimeter to the team, so that's gonna help out. And they got who else? Who did they get to help with playoff experience? And they shook up the coaching style, so that's gonna help out.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on to the Rockets. We're still in the NBA, but now we're going to concentrate on the local team, the Rockets. In your guys' opinion, what do the Rockets need? Do you think they have enough right now? In my opinion, I think they're one player away. And a guy I would love to see him get, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I would love to see him get Trey Young. Not Trey Young, but Trey Murphy. Played for the Pelicans last season. Trey Murphy, a 6'8" small forward. I would love to see them get him. Oh, he'd be an outstanding.
You start off with me on this.
6-man, huh?
Let's start off with me on this one because mine's gonna be real short. My comments gonna be real short. What do the Rockets need? They need to invest in the Houston Comets. The first 4 championships they got, they need all to get their players. They're in trouble. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know how they're going to improve.
Okay. Phil, you got something to say about this?
Well, Houston is Houston. They kind of stand still, but I did see the first-round pick at the Summer League, and I like what he can do. He's definitely going to help the backcourt situation, but for the rest of it, they need to stay healthy. I mean, and get coached better and make better decisions in the front office. It's a whole organizational situation for as the Rockets are concerned.
Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. What I think. I think the Rockets are just that one player away, and they still got a chance to get him. The offseason is just to, we still in the beginning stages of offseason. I just think they're one player away. The question is how you're gonna acquire him. What all do you have to give up as far as assets to acquire that player? Can you get him as a free agent? What about a DeMar DeRozan? He's a free agent. If he's willing to come to Houston at a salary that you can afford to pay him, would you guys pick up DeMar DeRozan, let him come in and be your sixth man? What do y'all think?
He ain't sitting on the bench.
You saying
but what if he's willing to be the sixth man?
You think the Rockets
He ain't gonna be the sixth man. If he come in, he's starting.
But you think the Rockets truly one player away? Okay. You really think the Rockets truly one player away?
I think so. I'm gonna tell you why I think so. You have to real quick. I can make it quick. Last year, playoff times, you had no Kevin Durant, you had no Van Fleet, you had no Steven Adams. So you got all three of those guys back. Plus, you picked up Marcus Smart, who's an outstanding defensive point guard, and you picked up Bojan Bogdanovic, and then they drafted Thornton. I think with those additions, I think the Rockets are just one player away. They weren't that much away last season, and they're going to be better this season, especially if they're healthy.
No,
I think they're one player away.
They started out being one player away, but by the time the ending came, they was three players away.
because they had three players out. They were out on the injury list.
They don't have somebody that can actually just shoot outside. They don't have a 3-point shooter, elite 3-point shooter.
They picked up Bogdan. They just picked up Bogdanovic. He's an outstanding 3-point shooter. So they picked him up.
We got to see right now. They don't have nobody that can create on the wing. They don't have nobody because look, Durant only gonna give you so much. Durant play at 45% almost every game. 45% almost every. Durant is lazy. He lazy. He ain't gonna demand the ball. So you're gonna have to have somebody back up. You're gonna have to have somebody else back up that can create. Then they need a point guard. They
got Fred Van Fleet.
Oh my goodness! Is that what you relying on?
Yes, ma'am. And we got Marcus Smart playing behind him.
No.
And then you got Amon Thompson playing behind him.
No.
And then you got Reed Shepherd playing behind him.
Stop, Jeff.
And then you got Bruce Thornton playing behind him.
Stop, Jeff. Stop.
And then you got J.W. Waller playing behind him.
Yeah. Stop. No, that ain't.
Your yellow shirt is turning.
Okay, all right. We'll move on. Okay, so basically the last thing I'm gonna say about the Rockets is this here. Do you think it's a coaching issue, or do you think it's a general manager issue, or do you think it's an owner issue?
Okay, are we gonna put some something on the players? Because the thing is, a coach can't go play for a player, a general manager can't go play for a player, but they can get players. But however, the thing is, like I said, Kevin Durant is nobody's leader. If Kevin would just step up and be half of something of that, 80% of that, they could be a different team. But Kevin Durant cannot lead no team. He cannot lead no team.
That's I agree. He's not a leader. I agree with that.
They don't even have a leader on the floor. They don't even have a general.
They have a leader. With Fred back, they have a leader. Fred Van Fleet is a leader.
I don't know.
He led Toronto to a championship. He is a leader.
Did he lead it or did Leonard lead it?
He was a leader. He's a starting point guard, the leader of that team.
Did Leonard lead it or did he lead it?
Leonard was the best player, but Fred definitely had a lot to do with it.
He was one of the leaders. He's one of the leaders. Okay. All right, let's move on. We're gonna move on to baseball. Let's move on to some baseball. Hey, we got roughly 62 games left in the Major League Baseball season. 62 games left, and the Astros are now 3.5 games out. We've been saying this all since September, October, that the Astros are only 4, 5, 6, 7 games out, and we still saying it's 5 months later. The Astros are still 3.5 games out. But they got 62 games to play, so they got plenty of time to catch up. Gil, I don't like your facial expression. What are you trying to say to me?
I hope the Astros do. When the Astros do well, Houston gets excited. So I hope they do well. I just don't. It's hard for me to get into the Astros. Although I did see Alvarez hit a couple of home runs. I like Alvarez. Is the little dude still
leading the league in home runs, RBIs and what is it? and batting average. The American League.
He's a leader for the Triple Crown.
Yep, he is. He is. He's doing an
That's
outstanding job.
But
my Cuban brother. That's my Cuban brother, mi hermano. That's him.
But the
Phil, what you got to say about the Astros? Phil, what you think?
They need to restructure everything, man. They're in the weakest division in all of baseball.
Yeah, they are.
If you can't walk that division, what are you gonna do? I mean,
amen. Amen.
They've been doing the same thing. I like George Spada, but he ain't no Dusty Baker.
No.
I mean, come on. They need help, and of course they've had some health issues, but who doesn't? That means your farm system is weak. That means your general manager doesn't know how to get in there. Baseball got a ton of players you can trade for and develop. That's what was happening when they was calling them cheats, but they was developing players. And players was coming here and getting better and then going somewhere else and making their money, and you could see it. But they got to do better. I mean, it's similar to what the Rockets got. The Rockets may be even closer to winning something more than the Astros, but the Astros got to redevelop what they're doing. What they're doing right now ain't working. I mean, Alvarez is a huge part of what they do as long as he's healthy. But even though, look at the season he having, if just 3 or 4 more guys had half a good season, they'd be running away with the West.
I agree with you.
But I will say this with the Astros, they are struggling because the pitching has been struggling. You know, what's his name? Mike Burrow, he's out, injured.
He's been getting rocked every time he pitched anyway.
Yeah, but the pitching has been struggling. That's what the problem is, the pitching. Because I mean, if you have a good pitching staff, remember when the Braves had that awesome pitching staff back in the day? Yes. Pitching makes a big difference.
And they had a great manager too. Yeah. Bobby Cox knew what he was doing. But here's the sad part about that. They only won 1 World Series.
Yeah.
I got a good point. There. Hey, before we move on, we're going to go to our #1 favorite company, our sponsor. Let's go to A-Rocket. Talk to him, Phil.
Well, guys, moving is stressful. It's often overwhelming. And if you have a familiar company you can work with to get the job done, that should be A-Rocket Moving and Storage, established in 1959 by Herbert and Arlene Sam, and now run by their son, DeAndre Sam. A-Rocket is the smallest moving company in the state of Texas, and we do inner office, we do home, residential, commercial moving. We have huge clients, corporate and residential. So give us a call, 713-748-6024, 3401 quarter. We have a 62,000 square foot warehouse that's brand new. We also have climate control environment in there. And if you can call and ask for Philip Green or DeAndre Sam and let them know you heard about it here on this show, Sports Take with Jeff Walker, we give you a little discount. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Adonnis has an announcement to make for us, an advertisement.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Adon.
So I also want to announce Diversity Clothing Company. So established in 2016, we are the official unofficial brand of Houston. We represent the city in all ways: sports, space travel, space exploration, a little bit of everything. And there is a code for anyone on the show or viewers of the show to use. Is Sunnyside 15. And so what that'll do is that'll take 15% off of anyone's order on the website. And of course, there's free shipping, anything over $50 as well. So definitely got a little bit of everything on there. We got the sports teams, but we also got swimwear for the women and the men for the hot summer that we in right now. For the fall and winter, there's a bomber jacket collection with matching pants as well, amongst other things. So just giving a little preview of that. But Diversity Clothing Company, the official, unofficial brand of Houston.
Sounds good. Outstanding. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap up baseball. Okay, guys, one last couple of points about baseball. Okay, with the Astros 3.5 games out of first place with 62 games to play, my question to you guys, what do you guys think? You think they're gonna win the division? We're gonna start with Laquan. What do you think, Laquan? You think the Astros got a chance to catch them?
No, I think injuries gonna flag them this year. I don't think so.
So you don't think so? Okay. What about you, DG? What about you? You think the Astros going to win it? At least the division.
The Astros suck.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Phil, what you got? What you got to say about this?
It would be a total surprise for them to win that
Mhm.
division. As bad as that division, let me reiterate how bad that division is. They should win it, but they won't win it.
Okay, they won't win. And Adonnis, you got a point on this? What do you think?
Yeah, I got a point on it. I disagree. I feel that they will win. They will win the division.
Okay.
That offense is too potent. They're okay pitching. They still got Aaron Getty. They still got Hunter Brown. I'm not sure if the trade deadline has passed yet.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Okay, so I still so I'll say, and I wanted to say this previously as well. For one, don't be surprised if Dana Brown, both Dana Brown and the manager are gone after this season. Because one thing we know about Jim Crane is Jim Crane don't play that. You know, you can say what you want to, but he's also a baseball mind himself. And so who he puts in place, I mean, he fired a manager after he won a World Series. He does not stand for mediocrity. So I look for him to shake things up if things don't happen the way they need to be. But I also feel like eventually they will start to click here. That offense is too good to not be a playoff team. I don't think they'll get much past that. Maybe they'll win a game or so, but they're definitely a team that the other teams in the AL do not want to face in a playoff situation because they can go either way. You know, Yordan Alvarez is a home run leader right now. He got 33 right now. The pitching will be their downfall, but that offense always gives them a chance each day. I'll say that.
Okay, besides Yordan Alvarez, who else would you fear in the lineup? If I'm pitching against him, I don't fear nobody but him, and I give him 4 in the walk.
Well, you got some guys in the lineup that cooled off, but they were hot early. I look for them to come back.
But my question is, who do you fear?
You fear Yordan?
Okay, that's what I said.
I say you're right. You fear
that's
Yordan.
The only one.
Altuve isn't as fearful right now. He's kind of in a slump. Christian is in a slump. I believe that's his name.
Christian Walker. Yeah,
Christian Walker.
He's in a super slump.
You know, some of these guys they're scoring, but the thing is they're scoring runs. They're capable of scoring 10 runs, even with that being the case. So my thing is, what about when they come around?
If Jordan drives in 5 of them, yeah.
Remember they just got Jeremy Pena back.
Yeah, they
just went back.
Pena's good. I'm just saying he's good, but I don't treat him like I do Jordan. I'm just saying. Usually, when you have a team that's super good, they have a murderer's row of 2 to 3 batters that you don't know what to do. You either walk them or you pray they put out some kind of way because they usually are high average hitters and with power. The Astros don't have it.
Well, yet they're still in the top end of the league in offense. If they just had
with a losing record, I mean, what would you rather have, a winning record and a better average, or a losing
that's on
record?
The pitching though. If that pitching was
good hitting stops good pitching every day.
What's that?
Good hitting stops good pitching every day.
It depends. That's a statement that people say. It don't always work.
Watch the games and see.
It don't always work. I've seen the Astros had a World Series team that had all the pitching and lost because they couldn't score. Remember that?
The other team had better hitting
because they couldn't score.
Well, you got to drive in runs. You're right. When people are on base, you got to drive them in. That means your hitting is bad.
1-0.
Well, you just said they had great hitting.
That's not the other team hitting.
No, we're talking about this year. What are you talking about? Last year? 2 years ago?
I'm talking about that Astros series with the Chicago White Sox in the World Series.
They got
swept. The first
swept.
time they went to the World Series.
They got swept.
They got swept, but they lost games 1-0.
Yeah, but you got swept.
But
who remembers that?
Because they didn't have offense.
Y'all talking about batting, but first, have y'all been to the game? Because they need to catch the ball. That's the whole problem right there. All the errors. That's the whole problem right there. They get errors. Scoring. That's the whole problem.
They won last night. They won last night.
But
They
that's
had a lot of
fine.
runs.
They scored 8
Jordan drive in 5 or 6 runs of the 8.
Yeah.
If they had just mediocre pitching, they would be leading this division by 5 games right now.
And what do they have
Hopefully-
right now?
Huh?
And you said if they had what?
Mediocre pitching.
And they don't have that.
They have 2
They don't
starters,
have it.
and they have everything else is inconsistent.
If
If they can address that by the trade deadline, this is a playoff team.
This is not a playoff team. This is not a playoff team. I would not be surprised. I know it would break the city. But like you said, Jim Crane doesn't play. I would not be surprised if we got rid of Jordan and brought in and brought in a Hall. Because one thing about baseball more than any other sport, superstars go from team to team. Ohtani, you don't think the Californians didn't want to keep Ohtani? You don't think they want to keep Betts? All these teams, they will get rid of a superstar if they can bring a Hall. And the way the Astros have played over the past few years, if Jim Crane wanted to start from scratch and get some of those farm players back, get some draft picks and everything, it would not surprise me. I would not like it, but it would not surprise me if they started over and did a rebuild. We don't have the team that we had before, like Phil said, where you had to worry about Springer, then you had to worry about Tucker, then you had to worry about Altuve, then you had all the way. The only one we didn't have to worry about was the big fat catcher, and he was hitting doubles. So we're in a totally different situation. Totally different situation.
I disagree. Go ahead, Darryl.
I agree with Phil on this. If you are the 3rd worst team in the absolute worst division, your prospects of getting better are nil to none, and Neil died yesterday.
3.5 games out. 3.5 games out.
Dude, if I go to a club and it's only 3 guys and 100 women, I can meet somebody. If it's 100 men and 3 women, I'm in trouble.
One series sweep, and it changes everything against the right team.
Well, the other teams
I agree with
don't feel that way.
I agree with Adonnis. I think they're going to come back and they're going to win the division. I think they're going to lose in the first round, but I think they're going to win the division. They're only 3.5 games out with 62 games left. I think they're going to win back and win the division. That's my thoughts. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic. Before we move on to the next topic, Carl just made mention of something that happened at ESPN about the firings of ESPN. Someone else championed this topic. ESPN, the firings of ESPN. One of y'all championed that topic. Phil, you want to champion that topic?
Well, for one, Ryan Clark shouldn't have been fired, but they do what they got to do. ESPN is a business. They don't care about anybody's feelings. They look at the ratings, and they also look at who's controversial. And they fired some good reporters, some good play-by-play people. There's some good desk hosts, male and female. Didn't allow them who've been 20 years, 10 years. So ESPN going to be ESPN. I mean, nothing surprised. They claim they're saving money, but they raking in the money backwards and forward.
But Ryan Clark, he's been very outspoken on issues that they're not too happy about. He's one of those kind of guys. He's going to speak his mind.
He got his own podcast that's doing extremely well. He's not
right. He's okay.
He's going to be okay.
Exactly. But I've never seen a guy get fired on the air. He got fired on the air.
That's how tacky they are.
I would say this, Jeff. What I don't understand is they say it's layoffs, meaning that multiple people are being laid off for whatever reason. Why is it that I only see? Well, I guess you said it. I was trying to figure out why do I only see Ryan Clark name everywhere with the fired title under it? It just really goes to show who
he's the most high profile.
He is.
I guess so, but I always have an issue with that. Like, why is one person that got fired out of everybody else highlighted as to show he got what he deserved? Like, that's my issue with it.
Whoever said that is just hating. But that's social media.
The way he got fired.
I also saw where Carl Ravage got laid off, and he's been there 33 years.
He's been there a long time. One of the best. You're talking about a baseball guy from Little League to the pros. Carl Ravage hosted baseball tonight. That's a bad man.
Absolutely. And if you want to talk about controversial, the person they're paying the most is the most controversial person in sports, radio and television. And they're paying him the most. That's Stephen A. So it's not about your controversy. It's not about what you say. So it was another decision.
Oh, yeah.
If they say it was because of the words, that's what they use as an excuse.
No, it was.
Because they just increased Pat's salary. That's why.
Well,
Yeah,
that,
they gave McAfee that money too. McAfee and Stephen A. They gave them that money.
Right.
Yep.
Ryan Clark got into it with a cat on the air, and it escalated outside, and they really took a hit for that. I say ESPN took a hit. That's what they say. But the one thing I wanted to mention, Jeff, is you mentioned that he speaks his mind. That's why the hell they hired him.
Right.
Because he spoke his mind. So the fact that you hired a person,
you know why they fired him? Y'all want to know why they fired Ryan Clark? Because he was about to leave them anyway. So before they get him, before he got them, they got him. That's what it was.
That's probably
that's what that was about.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
I wasn't aware
like they said, he's got his own podcast. He's got the Pivot is doing very well. And ESPN really, they shouldn't have put his face to what Mr. Alexander said. They should have put his face on the damn firing. Well, there's a lot of other people that got the axe too, but he was the face that they put out there. So
okay. Yeah. All right, guys. We got roughly 6 minutes left. We're trying to get this done in 1 hour. So we got 6 minutes left. We're gonna go to our last topic. No. We got 2 more topics. Let's talk about the World Cup. Now, I didn't watch any part of the World Cup, so I'm gonna need someone else to champion the World Cup. So you want to champion G-Rod?
I can. Go ahead. First of all, I was pulling for Brazil. I always pull for Brazil because I think the greatest player that ever played, Pele, was on that team. Now, I'm very, very happy. I thought France was going to take it if Brazil didn't because of Mbappe. But
wait, who is your best player for Brazil? Mine was Kaká. Who was yours?
I like that.
Who was yours?
The same one.
Okay.
So what I was going to say is I'm very, very happy that Spain beat Argentina because of Argentina. I don't know if you guys saw the end of the game where they actually got into a physical altercation. Argentina did with the referees, with the officials, with the other team, with Spain, because they are a very, 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 and I'll say it on the air, I'm not scared. They're a very racist country. And they deserve everything they got. I'm glad they lost. Messi's probably the best player around right now. But that 19-year-old, that kid from Spain, that 19 years old and won the World Cup, that's special, man. Very special. So I'm glad that they won. That's my take on and really, quite frankly, that's the biggest sport in the world. I know people can argue, but that's the biggest draw in the world.
I agree.
In 4 years, it's going to be in North Africa. So me and my cousins are already planning on being there just because I want to go.
Okay.
I got something as well, Jeff.
Okay, go ahead.
On the World Cup. I'm glad that Spain won. I also thought France was going to take it because they were looking strong. But just like US and Mexico, but then they didn't look like the same team when they I don't think they even scored in that game. After that, I thought England was going to take it, and they were leading for most of the game until they lost it late in that game. But I will say this: what's interesting, because everybody has feelings toward Argentina now, but what I'm looking at is where it kind of originated, because I looked into the Argentinian history. I think everybody did, but I think what started this was I Show Speed. If for people who don't know who I Show Speed is, he's the #1 streamer in the world. FIFA paid him millions of dollars. His stream outdid the FIFA stream. That's how popular he is. He attended one of the Argentinian games, and they said the Argentinian fans made racist remarks on him on his live stream.
Throwing bottles,
and it backfired, and it made everyone look into their history and found how they've treated slaves. Where it all started, why everybody looks European in Argentina, so forth and so on. So it kind of forced everybody to look into their history, and then everybody kind of came out of that like, okay, we don't like Argentina anymore, Messi or not, And I think it kind of goes to show how powerful streamers are in this day and time. Just one video will change the whole world against you or have them look into your past. So I thought that was very interesting when it came to the World Cup. I absolutely loved the messages that were at the final. You had I don't know if everybody saw that you had the kids from Uganda that are also YouTube sensations that have performed with Shakira. They had the whole message about unity and all of that. I didn't really agree with it being in New York, but New York did what New York does. They showed up and they at least gave you something memorable to remember things by. But all in all, I feel like we'll be talking about this past month for time to come. Hopefully it'll come back maybe one of the future World Cups, but it was a success, I have to admit.
Real quick, the biggest story of the entire games was Cape Verde. Cape Verde, I'm going to Cape Verde. That was the biggest story of the entire competition.
And one more tidbit.
Go ahead.
Argentina didn't even get a shot on goal in the fight. That's like getting shot in the Super Bowl and held on to 100 yards offense. They didn't even get a shot. So that shows you how dominant Spain was. Wow. That never happens. That doesn't happen in Little League soccer.
Yeah, I think people forgot about Argentina because if you were a football fan back in 2022, they did the same thing. So it's just now this culture just now getting aware and woke to it, but it's been going on. They even did it in FIBA, but people forgot about it because you have Ginobili that came and played. And, they okay, they good, but they did it back in FIBA last year against the Dominican Republic. So it's always people been aware if you keep up with sports. It's just not these so-called people just not getting woke on things.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
Right. One last thing on the World Cup. What do y'all think about at the end when they won? Who's that won? Who's the team that won?
Spain.
Spain. When Spain won, and you see our president sitting there. They trying to pull him out of the way.
Use that word "our."
No. And they were trying to pull him out of the picture, and he wouldn't come out of the picture.
They blocked him out of the picture. They blocked him out on purpose when they took the picture.
Yeah, they did. They photoshopped and took him out. But I'm like, what's wrong with that guy? What's wrong with him?
Wait, Jeff. You have
my goodness.
Jeff.
All right, let's move on to the last topic. Our last topic is NFL.
People.
Say what?
He said he hated Spain. They got bad people. If all that's true, why the hell did you walk out there?
Exactly. I never understand what that was all about. All right, our last topic, guys, real quick, the NFL. We got 5 minutes. NFL. All right. The rookies went to training camp today. That was their first day in training camp today. The veterans report next week. So this is training camp, guys. It's time for football. They'll be playing next month, preseason, and then of course the regular season starts the second week in September. So it's time for some football. So with that being said, do you guys think that the Texans have done enough this offseason to see G Rod is already shaking his head. Do you guys think the Texans have done enough in the offseason to at least get themselves to a position where they can be a top 4 team in the AFC? G Rod, you want to go ahead and answer that question?
Yes, I can. Dallas Cowboys.
We failing him. We failing him. Phil.
They did well. They draft well. The organization seems to be in one unison about what they're trying to do. They got good players. They're paying them. So it's a do or die season for the whole organization, in my opinion.
Okay, excellent. A good observation. Darrell General, what you got to say about the Texans? Are they ready?
Super Bowl, baby. Super Bowl.
So Darrell said he think they Super Bowl contender.
Super Bowl. Let me tell you this, and G-Roy, you shake your head how you want to. If CJ doesn't have that awful game in New England, we go up against a depleted Denver team without Bo Nix, and we're in there. The defense that we have will kill Sam Darnold. If we had made it to the Super Bowl, we'd finally have one, and you would have been the first one right out there walking with me on Richmond, drinking a Red Stripe.
That part is true.
That
part is true.
I like what the Texans did. They didn't have a top pick in the draft. They went to 26th pick in the draft. So it's hard to really get a blue chip player at 26. But I like what they did. They came away with two offensive linemen. They came away with a stud on the defensive line. They came away with a couple of linebackers. They also added a nice tight end, 6'6", 250-pound Martin Klein, who runs a 4.6. That guy is going to really be good if he can stay healthy. You got to be able to stay healthy. But that guy is going to be good. I like what they did. I also like the running back, Noah Whittington, that they signed right after the draft. I think he got a chance to be an impact player. I really like their team. I really like the team. I like what they did in the offseason. So with that being said, pick your top 7. We're gonna pick 3 of you guys to do this. We're short on time. Who's your top 7 in the East? Over in the AFC as far as your playoffs teams? We're gonna go with Darryl Jones. Who's your 7? Give me your 7 teams gonna make the playoffs in the AFC.
In the AFC,
yeah.
Of course, I have Houston from our division. I like Denver and the Chargers in that division. I don't think Kansas City is going to be back. I don't think Mahomes is going to be healthy. Who am I missing? I like Buffalo.
Okay.
And I guess you still got to like New England there. And then
Well,
who am I missing? Which division am I missing?
That's 5. You need 2 more. You got to pick the North. You got to choose the North. Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah. Then I don't like neither one of them. Who else is in that division? I actually like Cincinnati there.
Cincinnati.
And then you can give me Baltimore after that.
And then Baltimore. Okay, so that's your 7 teams. Okay. Who else want to go? Who else want a shot at this? Phil, you want a shot at this?
Bit early for me, man. I like to see something down the line.
Okay, what about you, G. Rod? You want to pick at this?
No.
Too early?
No, it's too early, but Baltimore, and I hate Pittsburgh, but and I like the Raiders. But I don't like the new quarterback. Go ahead.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and pitch in and say I'm going to go with the NFC. The NFC, I'm going to go with the Eagles. I'm going to go with the Bears. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with the Rams, Seattle, and San Francisco out of that division. So that leaves me with one more team. I'm going to go with the Packers. That's my 7 teams over in the NFC. With that being said, that concludes this week's show. I want to thank everyone. All you guys have done an outstanding job. I am so happy for all you guys. G-Rod, outstanding. G-Rod didn't find out about the show until this morning, and he came through and did an outstanding job. So G-Rod, I give you a B+. You get a B+, okay? Because something you said earlier, you couldn't get an A. So you get a B+. Adonnis, you did an outstanding job. Outstanding job. And Laquan, great job, Laquan. You get an A+. You educated us all. So you get A+. And Darryl, my boy Darryl, he always gets an A. Darryl always gets an A. And you get an A-, Darryl, since we always see a picture of you. So you get A-. So outstanding job. I appreciate the job you guys did. And I thank all of you. As guys, guys don't know, Adonnis Alexander is now a part of us. He's a part of our regular crew. So welcome Adonnis Alexander. He's a part of our crew. Okay. With that being said, anybody got one last word they want to say? Phil, you got one last word?
No, we're all good. It's been a great show. Enjoyed everybody's comments and opinions and observations.
All right. All right. With that being said, Carl, the show has come to a close. You can go ahead and close it down.